Hello everyone. So today I was looking at the roles that I have in my Jira instance, in one of my actual Jira instance, which is not this one, but I thought let us make a video on the usage of the project roles. Now, when you have a Jira instance, you of course, as a good, nice Jira admin, you have to make sure that your Jira instance is on a regular basis cleaned up, or I should say, you should monitor the usage of your configurations. And in most cases, in majority of cases, you shouldn't really have a lot of project roles. And consider project role as something that you can define globally, that will be available in all the projects, and treat it like a team kind of thing. For example, a typical project role name could be developer or tester, I guess. Or maybe you want to say something like maybe approvers. So basically, based on what people are usually supposed to do in a project, you can name your roles. One more example I can give you: stakeholders, right? Stakeholders basically are stakeholders. And based on these roles, you can of course do something like configure your project schemes. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things. Let us say you're monitoring your usage of the roles, and you can do that from this screen. When you go to your system admin section, you can click on a couple of things here. You can of course click on view usage, and it will tell you whether this particular role is being used in a notification scheme or a permission scheme or issue security scheme or a workflow. And you can delete it. It won't really hurt, because in this case it is probably fine. But the thing is that sometimes, in some cases, we do hard code the roles somewhere, or basically in general, as a good practice, if you have, let us say, written a script. I think a script would be a good example. If you have written a script where you are trying to do something with a role, let us say in your script you are first trying to fetch or basically you're doing some permission kind of a thing, or basically you're doing something where you are dealing with, let us say, a configuration like project role. Now, what you should ideally do, and we do that quite a lot when we write a Groovy script, at least on data center, we do some checks that whether that configuration actually exists or not. For example, if you have written somewhere in your code which is basically using a role which is hard coded, and if you delete it here, because this deletion here will not really show you the usage of these roles somewhere in a script, unfortunately. And again, there is no easy way to do it, but you should just make sure you are in your of course look at this particular section here, but at the same time, apart from looking here, you should also keep it in your mind as part of your Jira admin work, that don't hard code. I mean, of course, sometimes you have to hard code, which is a reality, but of course, wherever applicable, wherever possible, if you're writing some scripts outside Jira, inside Jira, if you're dealing with a configuration, then first fetch the configuration using REST API. Fetch the IDs, fetch the names, and then do something about it. And if that configuration doesn't exist, then don't do your automation, like add some control in your script or any integration or automation that you have done. All right, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.